But right now, though, there's something happening in the Greater Accra region with a disinfection exercise in market. Maxwell Agbagba is live from the Central Business District. We join him. Maxwell, what can you report?
Well, Mama V, I never thought there would ever be a time where the Central Business
No, there is a time, not on a weekday.
With no activity
on a weekday
whatsoever. And just to paint a picture of where we are, it's very close. We're very close to the Accra Regional Police Head Office, very close to the MTTD office. Like you rightly said, on a weekday, we did not expect this place to be empty and deserted, like what we are seeing. But it only goes to show how traders here at this market and other 100 markets are complying with the directive from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development not to come to the market today, but respect the decision to disinfect this market, so they should stay away. Here at this market, heading towards Kantamanto, the Rollins Park, Makola, and its adjoining mini markets, there's no activity whatsoever going on right now. The only people you will find here are perhaps civil servants who work with some ministries around. We've also seen some police officers, and then some people who really work here but are not doing any business, are just watching around and just enjoying the serenity here today at the Central Business District. It is not just the market that are closed right now, Mama V. We also have banks here closed, like the Universal Merchant Bank, just some meters away from where I'm standing. It is closed for business today, as authorities tell me that they want to allow the team doing the disinfection exercise to go about their duties without any inhibition whatsoever. But another thing that we realized coming here was the discomfort and the inconvenience that this has posed to people who do business around here, who do not necessarily work in the market. Now, because most commercial drivers got the information that the markets would not be opened today, a lot of them are not working. So surprisingly, what we saw were long queues at some lorry stations with some persons who do business not necessarily in the market in queues because they are not getting any commercial vehicle to transport them to the Central Business District because the drivers are not working. We told they've had that there will be disinfection. Market women would not be doing business, so they are not working. One interesting feature, all the markets that we've been so far, is this. A lot of the things that are sold in this market have been covered with different layers of polythene, bags, and that is because the traders do not want any of their products or any of the things that they sell here at this market contaminated. But we have the assurance from the mayor of Accra, who has been telling us that the chemicals that will be used for this disinfection exercise is not harmful, but it's just important for us to be to take our precautions seriously, just so we do not have any case on our hands after the disinfection exercise. But the traders are not are really complying to the directive. Some of the people who I saw here today, about 2 women I met here at this point, they told me that they left some things that they need to use here, so they only came here to pick it up, and they are not here to do business. The disinfection team is actually on the ground just about 200 meters away from where I'm standing, and I'm told that in the next 10 minutes or 20 minutes they will be starting the disinfection exercise, Mama V.
And that's Maxwell Agbagba painting the picture for us, what's happening at the Central Business District. Essentially, there's nothing happening. So you get to appreciate it's a Monday, and typically on a day like this, business is booming. I mean, Kantamanto is busy, the banks are working, but now with everything else that's happening with this particular exercise, we know the banks, particularly in these markets, areas, not necessarily inside the market, but in the general area, they have closed. So you would receive messages from the various banks telling you there are particular outlets or branches that are closed. today. So you have to take notice. We hope that you do have enough food wherever you are, because your market could be closed. Mami Esi Thompson is at the TMA, well, generally reporting from Tema. She'll tell us exactly where she is. Mami Esi, good morning to you.
Mavi.
Yes, Mami Esi, where have you been? Where have you visited, and what can you report?
Okay, so I'm currently at the business district in Tema at the TMA office. I've been to the community night market earlier this morning. Before 6, I was there to observe what was happening. But at the time I got there, nothing had started. We saw a few traders who were still, selling their wares to their customers. When you talk to them, what they'll tell you is they didn't have the information on time. However, the TMA officials had gone round to disperse them. Currently, the PPEs, the equipment for fumigation, has just arrived at the TMA office here at Community 1, and I'm currently with the mayor, who is explaining to me why the delay, because the fumigation exercise should have started at 6. So he's right here with me. We'll immediately talk to him. Thank you very much for joining us on JoyNews. Can you tell us why the equipment is delayed in reaching here?
We have standby since 4:30 a.m. and we are supposed to go to the market around 6. We were waiting for the chemicals. The chemicals just arrived. I was told there's a lot of things they were doing at the Burma camp with the chemicals. And we don't want to push anybody because we don't know what is going into it. After all, we have the whole day for ourselves. Today, markets are closed. And once we can finish within the day, I don't think there is anything that the delay will cause to this exercise. We'll make sure we finish the entire exercise. We are starting from Committee 1, which is the central business district, the biggest market of all. From there, we'll go to Tama Newtown, which is the second biggest. Then we'll come to the Fishing Harbour. Then we'll move straight from there to Committee 9. Then we'll proceed to Committee 8 to Committee 7. Then we have another market as Committee 4. Then we'll conclude with that.
Obviously, you've seen some traders flouting the rule not to come to market today. What are you doing about them?
Immediately, I get to know around 7 a.m., I dispatch a team to go and talk to them because we have on Thursday met with all the market queens and we are expecting them to send the information down. Whatever has caused it, we don't know. At Committee 9, we have some few people who are on the street that they are coming to sell. I've dispatched a team there to go and talk to them. According to them, they said they travel to go and bring goods. They have never had contact with their market queen. But that is not an excuse. That is no excuse. So I don't think we are taking that. And I'll send a team there to talk to them to make sure they leave. Today is our day. And it's our day because we are thinking about them. We are thinking about Ghana and we are thinking about Tema. Everybody should comply. After all, market is a place that all of us go. And we know why we are doing this exercise. His Excellency, the President, has announced that today is supposed to be no working day at our market so that we can fumigate all around. We know why we are fumigating the Covid-19 issues and why it is important. And we expect them to comply with whatever we are doing today.
So, Mama V, as you heard from the mayor, they are setting out immediately to ensure that the exercise begins. I'm here at the TMA office.
Thank you very much, Mami Esi Thompson, reporting from Tema. Roland?
Well, definitely speaks volumes about the entire exercise that's been undertaken, and indeed the Ministry for Local Government and Rural Development is coordinating this, and with great support from Zoom Lion Ghana, as well as allied agencies and service providers. Road Safety Management Services Limited has also provided a number of vehicles, Amaris Terminal, as well as a number of subsidiaries of the Jospon Group doing this to make sure that all of us help to ensure not only the Accra Metropolitan Assembly, the Tema Metropolitan Assembly, the Ashaiman Municipal Assembly and the rest of the assemblies across Accra, Greater Accra in general, are able to complement the efforts of the ministry.
Well, one thing we know about this virus, though, and the public health specialist that we had in the studio this morning,
emphasize
this exercise is a one-day exercise. It doesn't mean when the market women are back tomorrow, God willing, and there is contamination, the virus would have been killed or gotten rid of. So we have to do continuous education. This cleaning should not just be a one-day exercise, but we'll take advantage and educate the people who work in the market, the men and the women. So it would be a daily habit, something they continuously do to keep the markets clean. Otherwise, we will come back to nothing. On the exercise.
Not only in Tema, where Mamiesi Thompson spoke to us, but also across various areas in Ayawaso, in Okankwe, and many other related areas in the capital of Accra. And we'll make sure that in time we're able to bring you comprehensively what their reports are, and you also get to know a great content driven by 25 years of excellent broadcasting, impactful journalism right here on JoyNews and across the various multimedia platforms.
All right, let's share some of your messages on our WhatsApp page. May God help and protect us from this coronavirus epidemic. We can only succeed in this fight by adhering to the directives from the president. We should take precautions seriously and be indoors till further notice. Okay, well, that's not exactly the directive that came, but Mama Jean Kaswa, thank you for your message. This one said, I'm David, Inside 37. Well, thank you. You're saying Ghanaians have not taken the virus from serious from the beginning, you say, and that has brought us where we are today. And up to date, people think it's a joke or spiritual disease. Please, we still need more education. God help Ghana. David, Inside 37, thank you very much. And this one says, hi, does hot temperatures have effect on the disease? Kelly Vincent in Navrongo asking that question. This one says, okay, somebody's taking me to typical partisan politics, and I won't read that message. Simon from Volta says, what is the difference between ordinary sneezing and that of the symptoms of COVID-19? I also want to use this platform to pause the efforts of the women who did the free hand washing. Okay. Okay, so that's applaud the women who did the hand washing. This one says about market. Okay, we'll come back to your messages. Let's go back to Nancy Emefajradosi. Over to you, Nancy.
On the stands. So you see the market here to my left, very, very empty. You will not see anybody at all selling anything. If you turn to my right, you will see the same thing, just bystanders standing there. And the scenes here, all you see is filth, to show that these markets are very, very infected. And so this disinfection exercise is really going to be helping them. Virtually nothing is happening. You only see the poultry to my right that they are still stationed there, but I'm sure that they would all be moved. Earlier when we came, I don't know whether on our way we would still see the guy who was selling the onion. A guy had stationed his onion on the stands, defying the orders of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly and the local government minister. But with my interactions with some of them, they say that they did not even know about the sale of these, about the ban, and also the directive for them to stay at home and not come to the market. But you see that majority of them have complied, majority of them have not been to the market. So besides where we are coming from, this street is virtually empty. Agbogboshi Market is one of Ghana's biggest food hubs, and by now, if you've used this route before, you would know that people are shouting, calling on you to come and buy their foodstuffs. Okada riders are all over the place. There's so much noise at Agbogboshi, but today the story is different. So where we are just passed by is one of the biggest slums at Agbogboshi, Old Fadama. And virtually here, when you are coming, there's huge traffic on this road. The people you see in green are some of the officers who will be undertaking the spraying exercise. And so this team, we understand, are team 5 and 6 that are taking over the Agbogboshi market. We are currently headed to the ICGC area, where we are and where we understand that another team is currently stationed. And so simply, let's put it that traders are complying. In fact, they tell me that they believe it's a good thing. They just hope that the exercise will be able to end today for them to return tomorrow. We just bypassed the very big river or Dor Lagoon filled with waste materials, and probably the team that are going to undertaking this disinfection exercise will extend it to this. They say that they know it's going to be a Herculean task. It's not going to be easy, but they will do their best to make sure that they finish today and not finish tomorrow. So simply, let's just say that everybody is on standby. The market women tell me that they're going to be hiding in their rooms just so they don't get to inhale the chemicals that are going to be sprayed on them. So basically here at Agbogbloshie Market, things are quite different. I have never seen the market like that before. So we're headed to the ICGC church area. I see that ahead of us, you'll be seeing shortly on your screens, I see police officers, I see the NADMO officials, I see teams from the AMA station, and well, this means that there's another team, another group of green people stationed here. Good. And then so you see the military men who were asked to be here at the Agbogbloshie Market. This team is stationed here to disinfect this particular area of the market. And so I can say that from what I've seen so far, there are lots of teams dotted across the street. And I am sure that even on our way to the ICGC area, we're going to be meeting more of these people. So today, it promises to be a very, very big exercise at the Agbogbloshie Market. And trust JoyNews that will bring you the very best of coverage, whether from the Agbogbloshie Market, Kantamanto Market, the Business Central District, Malam Market, the Kaneshi Market. Our correspondents are all over the place, and I know that I have heard from them that the officers have also arrived. I know for Circle, for instance, even on my way here, they had actually begun the spraying exercise. And so very, very shortly, we'll be getting to the ICGC area, and then we'll bring you what exactly is going to be happening on that part of town. So please stay tuned.
Well, nicely said by Nancy Emefa Jiradosi. You've got to stay tuned. We're painting the entire picture. What's happening with our market? It's a Monday. Typically, you don't see what you've witnessed in Agbogbloshie, for instance, today, Roland.
Yeah, definitely. And I saw the layout of Accra. I would say old Accra. Well, it gave me a lot of ways by which I can go back into history to look at how old Accra was beautiful back then. But it also shows that we can do more if we're disciplined. And we'll bring you more of these great content and coverage live from our reporters who have been deployed across the capital.
Rex Inwa is asking, what about the other regions? Well, we're told this exercise is going to be carried out in the entire country. Of course, we have to begin in some parts. It will definitely get to we thank you for watching our show. We've got a lot more updates later on at 10 on News Desk.
Definitely. Please make sure you get interactive throughout the rest of the day. Join News on TV is on Facebook. Our Join News on TV is our Twitter handle. And you can watch us live through my Online TV on YouTube and get the latest update through our foremost portal, myjoyonline.com. Bye-bye. Have a great morning.
See you soon.